Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Brett James back again with another video. And today, man, we're going to be talking about, are the 76ers actually contenders or pretenders in the NBA Eastern Conference? Currently, right now, it's the last day of January. It's January 31st, and they are sitting at the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference as well. And if the season ended today, right now, during the quarter mark of the season, I would say Joel Embiid is the definitive and clear MVP of the NBA regular season. But hey, man, let's stop wasting time and let's hop right into this video, though. Now, to answer the question directly, are the 76ers contenders or pretenders in the NBA Eastern Conference? I would say yes. The 76ers are 100% contenders in the Eastern Conference. To me, there's only 4 teams in the NBA Eastern Conference that are actually contenders. You've got 1, the Philadelphia 76ers, 2, the Brooklyn Nets, 3, the Boston Celtics, and 4, the Milwaukee Bucks. But if I had to give my honest answer, though, I don't see the 76ers even getting past the second round. That still doesn't deny the fact that they are contenders in the Eastern Conference. They still have a shot to get out of the East and to knock anybody off. But with the way today's modern NBA is and the way the 76ers roster is constructed, no, I do not see the 76ers even getting past the second round. I think the ceiling for them is the conference finals. I think the floor is the first round exit. I don't foresee them actually losing in the first round. I think that they're a little bit better of a team than to go and lose in a first round playoff series. But I think they make it to the second round. I think they get bounced out by the Milwaukee Bucks, the Boston Celtics, or the Kevin Durant-led Brooklyn Nets. Now, as I stated, Joel Embiid right now is the clear and definitive MVP of the NBA regular season, averaging a career-high 28 points per game while having the highest PER in basketball as well. And he's shooting a ridiculous 40% clip from three-point range, which is absolutely fantastic for a big man in today's modern NBA when the game is not really centered around big men the way it used to be in the past. And look, Joel Embiid, even though he is a three-point shooting big, Doc Rivers has really changed Joel Embiid into this MVP prolific player that we are seeing. Brett Brown did not utilize Joel Embiid the correct ways and the ways in which Joel Embiid needed to be. He is one of the most dominant and physical centers in the game right now if he's already not. And we can't talk about Joel Embiid without talking about Ben Simmons as well. And this is actually the key reason as to why I don't see the 76ers getting to the conference finals, making it out of the Eastern Conference, is because of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is still an all-star caliber player who's actually averaging a career low 12 points per game this year, but he's still almost at 8 rebounds and 8 assists per game, which is still nice to see. He's still a great defender on the perimeter, and last year I thought he was a great defensive player of the year candidate, even though he's taken a bit of a dip this year. Ben Simmons is the key to the 76ers' success come playoff time. Playoff basketball is about getting in your offensive and half-court defensive sets. Doc Rivers is a great coach, and he can call great plays in playoff series his entire career as well. And I'm not worried about Doc Rivers coaching. Ben Simmons cannot shoot the basketball to this day. Ben Simmons, how long have we been saying, if Ben Simmons can get a jumper, if Ben Simmons can get a jumper? This is not about Ben Simmons being a 40% shooter from 3. This is about Ben Simmons even making 15-foot jumpers on the regular, which he does not even take. Ben Simmons is the reason why the 76ers offense and the reason why their team will not get over the hump. Offensively speaking, they are 15th in offensive efficiency, which is middle of the pack of the league. Defensive efficiency, they're ranked number 5 in the league, 14th ranked in the league in three-point percentage. That is not going to cut it come playoff basketball versus a Milwaukee Bucks team who has improved with a guy like Drew Holiday there. Chris Middleton's a 50-40-90 guy. In Boston, you see Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum ascending, especially after that game we just watched them play where they almost beat the Lakers. And then you got, obviously, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. That offensive firepower, I don't want to hear about how bad their defense is going to be too much for a Philadelphia 76ers team to hang. And I'll get off Ben Simmons for a moment and talk about, okay, well, what about their other pieces? What about Thibault? What about Maxey? What about Tobias Harris? Danny Green? Look, all of these guys are great in their own respects, even though Thibault's definitely had a bit of a dip of a year. Maxey's not really all the way integrated into the rotation during his rookie season. Danny Green's still an all-right three-point shooter, and Tobias Harris is actually shooting the ball lights out this year. 54% from the field, 47% from 3, still averaging 19 points per game. Tobias is still a very good player. But playoff basketball, like I said, is about getting these offensive and half-court defensive sets that you need to get in and having a guy that can ISO ball and get you a bucket in crunch time basketball. That is why Giannis, for example, is not going to be the guy in the last 5 minutes of a game to go and get you a bucket in crunch time basketball, which is what the 76ers don't have. The closest guy to that is maybe Seth Curry, which, let's be real, Seth Curry is really just a role player. Tobias Harris is an all-star level caliber player, but Tobias Harris is not going to be a guy for a 7-game series that's going to be able to say, hey, I need you to go and get us a bucket. This is crunch time basketball on a consistent basis. Ben Simmons needs to become that guy along with the Tobias Harris, and Ben Simmons is not that guy. That is why I do not trust the 76ers to get out of the East, because you do not have those two elements when it comes to playoff basketball, which is the most important and key element. That's why a team like the Utah Jazz, for example, who have guys that can go and score at any moment, and you don't need a guy like Donovan Mitchell just to be a go-getter in the fourth quarter. You can have Mike Conley take the shot. You can have Jordan Clarkson, Bojan Bogdanovic, and all of these guys. That's why with the Lakers, of course, you have LeBron and AD. The Clippers, you got Kawhi and PG-13. You look all across the league, and like I said, in the Eastern Conference, the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics are the two best examples of that. You have prolific offensive guys that can go and get you buckets at a high and efficient rate. And you can talk about Joel Embiid doing everything that he does offensively, defensively, him being the MVP player that he is. But at the end of the day, it comes down to wing scorers in the NBA when it comes to basketball in the playoffs, and that's what I see missing from this 76ers team. I think that they could take a good team like the Celtics, like the Nets, and like the Bucks to maybe 6 or 7, but I would not pick them to beat any of those teams in a 7-game series. But they still are contending. Maybe I'm sleeping on them still, but that is what I see as the most important key element for them going forward. If they can make a trade at the deadline and get a nice wing scorer, I think that would really take them over the top. And I don't mean JJ Redick, even though JJ Redick would be nice. We saw the decline that they took when JJ Redick wasn't there last year in the playoffs, but I'm talking about going and getting an ISO wing scorer that can help them out consistently. But hey, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what I had to say, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe down below as well. It only takes a moment and it helps me and the channel out a lot. What do you guys think about the 76ers and their actual contention in the Eastern Conference? Do you guys think that they're contenders or pretenders? I want to hear you guys' thoughts down below. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys follow me on social media, on Instagram and on TikTok. I post on there consistently, especially on TikTok. I'm really trying to grow that channel right now as well. I'm going to link to those in the description as well. But hey, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much, and I'm out, boys. Peace!